What's up, folks? I'm Odd, by the way, and welcome back to the 3-color challenge. I figured that this would be a good place to head toward today. It just seemed like it would be fun. And basically, the idea being here that I have this random color generator pulled up here, and with the power of digital art, instead of having to pick, like, say, a random art supply or something like that, I can generate all the colors, which also means that I have a very high chance of getting something that is just absolutely insane. But that's part of the fun, right? And then I have to try and make a character using that. So that's the general idea of this challenge, of course. And yeah. Also, do you like my microphone? Is it sounding better? Is it sounding lovely and crisp and sensitive? And that is because I've been playing with it for hours trying to figure out that stupid audio problem that I have. I still don't know what's wrong. And honestly, making videos like this, you have to be an incredible taskmaster to figure out literally anything that's going on. So, yeah. I apologize in the future if I mess up on anything. Making videos is a multi-talent task, so yes, bear with me. But at that, let's just roll some random colors, and then I'm gonna sketch out character design, possibly in Clip, and we will see what we can do with it. Generate. Ho ho ho. Oh. 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 See, these look like they could work together. They're basically primary colors, but they're interesting because these two are very similar in tone. And then we got this really bright zinc yellow. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to get the RGB values into Clip here, and we'll pop over there. Okay, cool. So we have found our way over into Clip Studio Paint, and we have our 3 colors here. One second. And as you can see, yes, we got our basic, really primary colors here, so these should be perfect for making something. I am at a loss at the moment what that is. But if we were to say, we also have all of the varieties between these colors. So if I were to say, do this, I have this green to work with, for instance, and this dark purple, and this orange-ish color. And that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, solid black and solid white are fine because they're not necessarily colors, but I think that in this case I don't need to be playing around with the values of the colors themselves too much, because I could probably use these for like different shades and all that, just at different values, because we could do any percentage between these as well. Like, it's interesting. Now, I am so lost because we've got all of these and I'm not really feeling a vibe. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like, we want these 3 colors, I think, to be like the base, right? And I mean, okay, if I were to say tone this orange down with the blue just a little bit more, mixy these 2 together, would I get a decent? No, that's icky. If I were to mix this like 50% with this purple, does that give us a nice skin color? Like, almost. Then add a little bit more yellow to that. It's getting there. All else fails, maybe draw a dragon? Let's see. Let's see. And these shapes are going to be extremely simple because that's just how this works. It's going to be sketchy as all get about. So let's say it's that. Maybe it's got yellow eyes. I didn't close any of these shapes. Okay. Okay. And then blue is like maybe this. Looks kind of like a Pokemon this way. Maybe use the purple for the horns. These colors are very similar in value, so it's difficult to use them by themselves. It just kind of looks very samey as it is, doesn't it? Like, yeah, if I were to put this at not saturation. Brightness. You can see kind of what I mean, that these colors, they're slightly different at least, but they're not quite what I want them at. Maybe. Let's just try this in-between color as a skin tone. It's not terrible. It's very golden. Pretending I'm drawing like anything of substance right now. Here's use this blue for like the hair. And red here. I know, these are just fantastic sketches. I'm just trying to think. A skin tone, like, might actually work as a skin tone. Maybe, like... It's giving very fantasy vibes. Maybe lower the opacity on this. Beautiful. You can kind of see what I'm getting at there, right? And then the nice thing about having a red is that it allows for those kind of lively human skin tones. So we could make something like that. And then maybe like the green we created could be like a tunic of some sort. Again, I'm getting fantasy vibes. Like, yeah. If I were to maybe tone down this red a little bit more. Purple. Maybe make that like a pair of pants. And add the green to that as well, actually. So you come here. You go to like 50, 40? 40. You go to like 40 opacity. I'm gonna pop you there. This is just kind of gray, isn't it? It's not bad. It's just, ugh, it's a little swampy. Well, that's one option. Okay. Or we say red shirt. Maybe like an adventurer. So this, and then it has like a insignia blazed on it even. It looks so derpy. But just let me play with colors here, right? I don't like the yellow actually. I like to look like a jersey. Not like this parka kind of vibe almost. With the red. And then now they're giving like deserty vibes. I'd go for like the green for the eyes, perhaps, and then we could have multicolor hair, or just blue. I like the darker hair, I think. Do I? I don't know. Because I still want these main three colors to be very prominent in this. And then maybe like some really small accents with the yellows, right? Maybe like some accessories in the hair. And maybe a little bit of filigree, but not a lot, right? That could work. And then what do I want for like the, I guess because the blue is up there, I'd use the purple sort of outfit underneath. And then like just blue that up a little bit more for like the pants. Is that too similar? Probably. Guess I just have more red down here. Sort of a like that. I know this is just a lovely little design. It looks like an Animal Crossing character, but you know, it gets the point across. I'm gonna get rid of this dragon. It's a fun dragon, but we don't need you right here, friend. Cut. Thank you. Okay, so we've got this character. Let's just move them up here. And now for like actual details, I'm gonna go and try and make it so that it's a little bit more discernible what's going on, right? Imagining kind of a curly hair. I'm gonna put up in a style. I'm thinking like, okay, so very put together, but like on an adventure. So like a former royal or something like that, because they've got all these very prominent colors. But then they're also very like in adventure clothes, kind of. Moving back to this little derpy style. Just trying to get an idea. Still a little derpy still. But I think that it's starting to get the point across. I think that I have an idea as to what to do with this. Maybe for the sake of it, I should play around with something else real quick. I like these. These are nice. These go up here. The only thing that I could think of otherwise is just kind of a switched option. So like... or like very dark skin and it's like implied. Like kind of fantasy-esque. Maybe that's still with the blue hair. I was gonna say with the red, but I don't think that works. Or this is a skin tone still with the red hair. I just feel like I've done that a lot. And then blue eyes. See, that isn't speaking to me as much as this one is. I think I like this one. I think that I'm gonna keep going with this one and make the character out of that. So yeah, I'm gonna hop over and actually make something look a little bit more coherent. Obviously, I'm just trying to work very quickly here. As you can see, my process is. Oh, but this one is cool. It's giving like night elf. No, I'll go with this one because it's more prominent with the actual colors. This one is like secondary almost. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And yeah, I'm gonna hop over to Speed Paint voiceover and I will see y'all there. So something about that sort of primary but slightly desaturated color scheme obviously really spoke like desert to me. I decided to pair up the sort of poncho I wound up sketching with a pair of more flowy, I guess, parachute pants. I also decided that this character was going to be a guy since I don't really draw a lot of them. He is still fairly androgynous, but I think that's just the fate of all of my OCs. I wound up going for the name Amaranth. It was kind of the first thing that came to mind when I started thinking of names. I do like a planty name. I think his hair also gave me the vibe of the plants. If you haven't seen Amaranth, it's this really pretty grain that has like fluffy red flowers, and if I had made his hair red, it would have been exactly like the plant itself, but this seems like a pretty obviously fantasy world, so maybe they have blue Amaranth. I imagine Amaranth, the character, being a noble, maybe not fully a prince, but definitely from a very established bloodline that's ready to like marry into royalty, which has me thinking he's either run away and or got kidnapped and has to sort of brave it in the wilderness for the first time in his life. I tried to have the pose emulate this with like a sort of sense of awe, but I can't tell if I got it or if it looks more like he's just going like, "Whoa, me?" I guess either situation could really work for this character. I also wound up making his skin a bit closer to what I used for the blush color, really just kind of reddening it up. I do really like how the tone came out in the end. I always feel like I have trouble making bottom clothes though, like pants and shoes. The pants turned out well, obviously, because I had designed them like more intentionally. But when it comes to like little things like socks and shoes, I just don't know what to do with them. Maybe I need to draw them more, but I definitely need to focus on practicing more complete outfits. Mainly the colors. I never know what color to make them, like whether lighter or darker or whatever for any particular design. I did feel like I got a little cheeky in the end. I wound up using a multiply layer with one of the colors for shadow, and like, is that a faux pas? I guess this is really my own game that I make up rules for, so in the end it doesn't really matter. Maybe at some point I'll try this challenge, but while also using like as many effect layers as possible. That seems like it could be fun. Just do like overlays, multiplies, all that type of stuff. It seems like it would suit the digital medium really well. Overall, I figured anything that wasn't the original design didn't need to be within that original color scheme, and this also led to including the background. I decided to actually do somewhat of a setting, really just a fairly simplistic desert scene to fit Amaranth here into. I always loved that really saturated difference between an almost orange desert and a turquoise sky. It's super pretty. Also works for a pretty simplistic background. But this is my completed character for today's challenge. What do you think of my boy Amaranth? Would you have done the color scheme in any sort of different way? I feel like a pretty fundamental one like this one could go a million different ways. Let me know in the comments, or let me know any other fun art challenges you'd maybe like to see from me. Also, you can always subscribe to see those and any other fun stuff I do in the future. At that though, I'm gonna leave this here, and I'll see y'all next time.